Today,
21 May.
Thursday.
2020, Thursday, indeed.
We made it over Hump Day, and we're pulling into the weekend tomorrow. At some point.
Yeah. Stay seated until we pull into the station, please.
Yeah.
Keep your hands and feet in. Take small children by the hand.
So today, what I wanted to do was to talk to you about antivirus. Oh my God! Yeah, that's so interesting.
Oh my God!
People.
Can I stab my own? Can I stab my own eyes out now? No, I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, but
like,
it is essential.
All of you Windows people out there are very familiar with this.
Yes.
You get a Windows machine, you need an antivirus, right?
And the Mac people are becoming familiar with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though.
No. Yes, you need an antivirus too. I'm sorry, you do. It's been long enough, and there are enough unprotected Macs out there that there are enough viruses that are specifically targeting Macs. Now, in the past, some of those Macs have been trivial to disinfect. You just kill the process and you delete the file.
Right.
No problem.
Correct.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Ransomware. We have ransomware on Macs, and a lot of other nasties too. It's a very cheap product for the most part, and there's no excuse. You should all get one. So what I wanted to do today was to talk about antivirus.
All right, then. Off you go.
The world of antivirus, or the world of viruses really has changed.
Yeah, it really has.
Your old antivirus that came pre-installed on your computer, the one I'm talking about, that everyone loves to hate, was fine.
Yeah, in its time.
Updated.
In its time. Yeah.
And a traditional antivirus was fine. You'd have a lot of companies out there that would be researching viruses, that would find a new virus, write a fix for it, send it back out to all of their users, and that would happen once a week. Maybe sometimes it was once a month, and then it turned to once a week, and then it was once a day, and then it was once an hour, and then it was once every few minutes. And what's going on? Do you know there's a very interesting statistic? In 2017, I couldn't find any newer estimates for this, but in 2017, the daily release of new viruses was put at 360,000 every day.
A day.
Yeah. New viruses every day. That's doesn't seem believable, does it?
Yeah.
That's not possible.
And it actually is possible, because the people developing it are these kids in basements in some remote country in a darkened basement who are writing code just to see what they can get away with. And some of them are people who are doing it specifically to steal data.
Oh yeah. Right? So there is the nerd sitting in the basement writing code because he is angry, or just because he's bored or wants to prove that he can do something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that is really the major threat these days.
Yeah, it's not the major threat, no.
It's organized crime.
Very much so.
Why would organized crime be involved in writing viruses? Because there is a ton of money. Like, what is that? 12 figures?
Yeah. Yeah.
And above?
It's trillions of dollars. It really is, in terms of
it is, because
potential dollars to be earned from stealing somebody's data.
So there's ransomware. We all know about ransomware. Essentially, you get the virus that will encrypt all of your files and ask you for a ransom for the key to decrypt your files.
Correct.
For most people, they'll ask for a few $100s. If they hit a company, they might ask for a few $1,000s. If they hit a big company, they'll be tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a chunk of change right there. But you also got bot attacks. Where you install a virus and it doesn't do anything. is just listening and waiting. And what will happen is you'll have somebody that will control all of these viruses that are distributed throughout the internet. And they will go to a website like, well, a smaller website. Well, let's use Amazon for an example. They are more than protected. They have this down. But if they were a small Amazon and somebody said, look, you need to pay us $1 million or we're going to take your website down. And small Amazon said, no, I don't believe you. It's all hokum. The virus writer would then activate all of those viruses to do what's called a distributed denial of access. In other words, these viruses all at once start hitting that website. They're trying to access that website. What that will do is overload that website and make the servers crash so that nobody else can get onto that website to use their service. That's called distributed denial of service. It's difficult to mitigate, but companies like Amazon and the larger companies that invest in this have methods to get around this problem. So there's that. This is kind of another ransom way to make money. There's also the key logging and monitoring, where a virus will reside on your computer, will take a copy of every key press that you type on your keyboard, monitor which websites you go to, and so that when you type in, www.mybank.com, and then you type in my username and then my password, all of a sudden they have that information as well.
Yes, exactly.
They log into their side, they withdraw your money. Enough said. So there's a huge number of ways that they can make money, and it doesn't involve flying a small plane across the border with a few Kalashnikovs, in the back, and police shooting at you, and
right. It doesn't require personal intervention anymore. They can do this stuff from thousands of miles away.
Right.
And then when it does occur, there's not much that, I used to work with a gentleman from the Federal Bureau of Investigations, Cyber Crimes Division, and I had long conversations with him about this. It's gotten to the point where, frankly, the FBI, if it's not a big hit, they're not interested.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are, well, if this happens to you, call law enforcement. They don't care. It's not big enough. It has to be big enough for them to devote the man hours to it, and the resources to it. It is expensive to go after people like this and to do the forensic work. It just, and that doesn't make them bad. It just, the economics are what dictate what they will and won't do. And so, it is way cheaper for you to take the time to properly protect yourself. And if you are running a business, make sure all of your machines are using the same antivirus or the same anti-malware piece of product, and that it's constantly updated, and that you're running scans on a regular basis, and that you train your people to not click on things they shouldn't click on, and not open documents that they don't know, or that come from people they don't understand, they've never heard of before. And it's that sort of thing. It's more of a cultural thing. You need to become habituated to protecting the organization.
There are a number of different companies that will offer training.
That's
and
true.
We can go into that in another podcast. But what I wanted to do today was to tell you about the new generation of antiviruses. The traditional antivirus, as we kind of hinted on before, trying to keep up with all these viruses releasing. How can you possibly keep up with 360,000 new viruses being released every day? That was 2017.
Yeah.
Who knows what we're up to right now? It's not possible. Let me just say, it's not possible. So what do the antivirus people do? Well, what's a logical thing to do? What does a virus do? What is its behavior? What is it doing?
Yeah, it does something.
It does something. So rather than look at what does it look like, which is what the traditional antivirus was doing, it's like looking at behavior, looking at what are all these processes doing, And should that be doing that? So it's called EDR, Endpoint Detection and Response. What that means is that it's looking at all of the processes in your computer, whether you're on a Mac or whether you're on a Windows machine, and it's making sure that they are all doing what they should be doing. And if something happens out of the ordinary, like all of a sudden the print service is starting to encrypt all of your files, that doesn't seem right. What they'll do is they'll stop that process, they'll kill the process, and they'll roll back. Most of them will roll back that damage that has been done. It is a far superior way to handle viruses, and this is why I want to get this message out, because everyone should be running an EDR at a minimum.
Yeah, agreed.
So the things that you want to look at for your EDR specifically are anti-ransomware. Can it roll back the encryption that just happened? Reporting, so that you're aware that Johnny was infected, and visibility. So you want to make sure that everyone is being updated on a regular basis, so that Sally's machine hasn't been online for a long time, or Sally's machine suddenly the service for the antivirus has just disappeared. That's a problem. You need to know about it. You need to take action.
Right.
So machine learning is also fantastic. And of course, with everything, great human support behind the product.
Absolutely. Yeah. None of this stuff is of any value if there isn't a human being you can call that says, "Hey, I saw something odd. Can you look at it?"
Yeah.
Right. It's a requirement.
Yeah.
But we don't really, we both run IT companies, but we don't really care who you use. Just make sure you use somebody, please.
Yeah.
For your own sake, please.
If you want help, we can help you.
We're happy to, but yeah.
We just want everyone to be protected out there. So if I could just mention a few of these guys, there are tons of security products out there. Some of the newer companies I would mention are Carbon Black, SentinelOne, Cylance, and Deep Instinct. They were designed with EDR in mind from the ground up.
Right. And I had a long conversation with BitDefender the other day, and they now have an EDR plugin as well.
I also wanted to talk about the traditional guys because they have a massive history. They know how viruses work, and they've developed their own EDR. Some of those new companies that have a great EDR are Sophos, BitDefender, and Malwarebytes. There are others as well, but those guys have had a great EDR. We use some of them. And they're all far superior to a traditional antivirus. So please take a look at some of these products. Make sure that your antivirus is an EDR,
right?
Endpoint Detection and Response.
Yes,
it will improve your protection no end.
And I think for no other reason that it's better to have the conversation of, we got something in it and the EDR took care of it, versus we got something and we've lost a lot of important company data.
Yeah.
The second one is costly and in small businesses can kill you.
Mm-hmm. Well, right? And that would bring you on to backups.
Which is our
that
next
would be another product.
Another product. Yeah, exactly. So these are things that we hope will help educate you. If you have questions, please reach out and comment, and we will follow up with you. It is important for the viability and the long-term survival of your business that you make sure you implement standardized antivirus, anti-malware, EDR across your organization. I don't care if you're 2 people in a garage or you're 1,000 people. Standardization of such things will save your life from a business perspective and save you a ton of money.
Everything's better with bacon.
There is that. So on that note, so please feel free to comment below. Yes. We will put the links to all of these items that Dan mentioned in the comments below, in the show notes. Yep. And feel free to investigate on your own. and send us comments or emails and let us know if you have questions. If we
want to be as unbiased as possible.
Yeah, so exactly.
If you don't like any of those companies, or you want another recommendation, I can give you some more names. But these are the ones that we have used in the past or have a great reputation. So
in the marketplace, yeah. So, but please take the time, study, take a look, comment, let us know what you want. If we're missing something, or if there's something we didn't cover that you think we should, let us know. We will do so. Happy to do so. And that's it for now. We'll quit bothering you. Have a great night. Cheers. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.